What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Sage Valentine, and I'm here to do another review and recap of an episode of CBS's Big Brother Season 21. This video is all about episode number 28, so let's get down to it. As you know, Holly's the HOH, and she decided to nominate Christy and Nick. And it's prank week, so anything goes this week. Now, Holly said that the reason she nominated Nick is because she sees him as a big threat, and he was going to nominate her whenever he got the chance. And her side really needs to win the veto to keep these nominations the same. Nick feels safe because he's America's prankster. He knows at this point they don't know. Christy has to win veto. And that's the only way she can keep herself safe. And she says that she will stay positive. Will she be positive, though, on a side note, if she's nominated again next week? Probably not. Holly is happy with the nominations, and she really wants Nick out because he is her target. Jackson is really scared of the prankster twist because he feels like if somebody wins the veto, obviously the prankster is going to pick a replacement, and that replacement will more than likely be him, and he doesn't want to go on the block again. Alright, so we see this conversation between, I believe it was Holly, Jackson, and Tommy, and Tommy's like, he thought that Christy was the prankster. He's like, it's definitely not me. Holly's like, I don't want to see Christy win this veto and then I have to put up a replacement, and Tommy interprets that to be like, I gotta win this veto to make sure that I don't have to go on the block. Now Christy and Nick are acting like they are taking these nominations well and they're not taking it personally, and Nick lies to Christy and he starts saying this whole kumbaya, you know, we're both playing. If one of us wins veto, it's okay. But really, he doesn't want Christy to win veto, and she feels the same way secretly. In fact, she sees straight through Nick, and she reveals that she can read energy. So she knows that something is up, and he is quite possibly America's prankster. Honestly, I think both of them need to go at this point in the game. But a lot of fans want Christy to stay because they say that she brings in the entertainment factor. Game-wise, if some of these underdog house guests want to win this game, they better get Christy out, because Christy can talk her way out of anything and everything, and that is a very dangerous thing and dangerous player to be around in Big Brother. Alrighty, so we get a segment all about Cliff and Jessica and Nicole making pies, and we see one part where Nicole sneaks into the diary room and swats Nick in the face with a pie. He thought that he could just hide in the diary room and he was locked in, but Big Brother had other plans. They unlocked the door and let Nicole sneak right in. Okay, it's time to pick players for the veto competition. Holly stuck her hand in the veto chip box and there was a lot of sticky honey in there and it looked disgusting. But anyway, she chose the house guest choice chip, and her choice was obviously Jackson. Nick chose Cliff and Christy chose Jessica. Later on, Holly says she doesn't want Nick to win the veto, obviously, because he is her target. And Jackson says the one thing that's scary about Nick is that he is a street smart player. Yeah, he is. He is the type of player that should have been evicted a long time ago. But no, there were other fish to fry, i.e. players who were powerless and easy targets in the beginning. Hopefully future Big Brother players learn from this mistake. The easy targets should be easy targets all through the season. Get rid of these players winning these big competitions, because later on it becomes very hard to get those players out. I've seen it happen more than once. But anyway, back to this review. Christy's like, how can no one see through him? I'm like, how can no one see through you, Christy? She says that she's okay with being a pawn and she's going to give it her all and she'll take one for the team. Later on, Holly's just like, I can see straight through Christy. She's trying to make this situation as if I nominated her and not the prankster, and Jackson completely agreed with her. She acts like she's off the hook and she won't go up as a pawn again, and guess what? She's going up as a pawn again. Their deal was not complete and is not complete. Well, my favorite segment came up. My favorite shady robot waltzed himself into the house. Zingbot came and I was waiting to hear his zings. And on a scale of 1 to 10, Zingbot zings were kind of average, and I feel like Nicole got it the worst, and Christy's zing was the mildest zing out of all of them. So Nicole is happy to see Zingbot. She's like, I'm a mega fan. I hope that he's easy on me. Poor Nicole. I think she really thinks that we, the fans, hate her. I wish somebody could like write something in the sky and say, Nicole, we love you. And then somehow, I don't know, like erase it before everybody else can see it. Because I really think she thinks that we don't like her. Zingbot says that these house guests are the biggest group of losers that he's ever seen. Now that was funny. He said that Tommy reminds him of his favorite musical, Little Shop of Attention Whore. And Tommy's just like, oh my God, and he's laughing. But when he's in the DR, he says that he's not an attention whore, but he's sitting there with his legs like in like a split or something. And Christy did an impression of him, and that was so funny. That was very funny. Reminded me of him. Then we get to Nicole, and they said, Nicole, you're afraid of birds, but you've been living with an old buzzard. Now I'm thinking that he's going to say, Cliff, nope. Nope, he said Holly is the old buzzard because a lot of people on Twitter say that she's old, and they've been posting pictures of her without makeup, and they feel like she looks like 10 to 20 years older without her makeup. They said it, I didn't. And I believe this weekend somebody had to explain to her what a buzzard was and what that zing meant. Jackson was just like, ooh, I like cougars. I'm like, Jackson, just keep that to yourself. I don't want to know any more about your sex life. It's bad enough we have to see it on the feeds. Christy's zing was all about her loud chewing on Taco Tuesday. And I'm just like, okay, but the manifest zing thing was kind of funny, though. But they definitely should have gone in on her even further, in my opinion. But it was funny how Tommy dragged her during his diary room session, and he said, you know, the manifesting and the crying, the praying and the crying, the this and the crying. And did I forget the crying? Shade. Absolute shade. So Zingbot said that he had a present for one of them, and he handed it to Nick, and inside was like this metal bowl, and then Nick was looking at it, and he meaning Zingbot, was like, it's time for a haircut or something like that. It's because the fans have been dragging Nick's hair and his haircut and his bangs. It was a strange haircut. The last time I've seen somebody wear that haircut that he wore in the house, I was in high school, because the people in my high school used to wear like haircuts like that. So, yeah. So then Nicole's zing was, must be tough for you with no friends, no boyfriend in this house, no contact with the outside world. Actually, you must feel right at home. And Nicole took it like a good sport. But, I mean, I really hope she doesn't think that we all hate her, because we don't. We don't all hate Nicole. People don't like her gameplay. And there's like a small collective of people who don't. But we don't hate her. Not in comparison to what the rest of these people have done and said in this house. And Zingbot started talking about the one house guest who is very voluptuous and quite busty. And I'm thinking he's talking about Jessica. Nope, Cliff. The house guests were just erupting in laughter. Then, as far as Jessica was concerned, he said, fans are planning a convention in your honor. It's called Snooze Fest, because a lot of people call Jessica boring. Some people have been saying that she's stupid. Me personally, I think that she is playing the game in her own way, and I don't think that she is what these people are saying, but a lot of people disagree with me. I respect your opinion, but I'm kind of iffy about her gameplay at this point. I'm like, she's got to be playing. There's no way that she can just be this completely clueless about everything in the house. So then they get to Jackson, and Zingbot's like, what should I call you? Jackson, Mickey, or pompous douchebag? And that's been a word or phrase that's been used a lot this summer in regards to Jackson. I was just like, shade, shade, shade. And then Zingbot got arrested or something. This like really extra scene or something. And Big Brother was being really extra with the top flight security dude chasing Zingbot or something. But I was like, you know what, whatever. Then later on we got to the veto competition, which was called Free the Zing. And Jackson won the golden power of veto. Right? Jackson's so happy about winning that veto. Christy is worried, but she feels safe because she's on the block next to Nick. Nick is just like his game isn't over, and he's not going to give up. Then he goes into the little room. I forgot what they call that room. I think it's the boat room or something, and he lays back, and he's talking to Jackson because Jackson comes in. He's just like, I'm upset. And he told Jackson, you didn't have to go after the veto. And he says, the best way to show loyalty is when no one is looking. So that was his way of revealing that he was America's prankster. To Jackson. He revealed that to Jackson. Nick hopes that Jackson sees that Nick is loyal. And Nick flat out tells Jackson that he's the prankster. Nick said he's had Jackson's back this whole time and Christy has not. He told him, please keep this information about me being the prankster and things that I've said, hush, hush. Of course, you know Jackson went and told Holly, obviously. And he said, Jackson said that he's not going to use the veto because he wants to make sure that Nick goes home because that's what Holly wants as the HOH and he doesn't want to mess up her HOH. And especially since not only does the prankster pick the replacement nominee, but after what Nick said revealing that he was a prankster, Jackson's definitely not using the veto. Jackson wants to guarantee that Nick goes home, and he tells Christy that she's not going anywhere, he's not using the veto. And then Christy starts trying to butter up Jackson, and she calls him a pompous douchebag when she's in the diary room. Yeah. So, Nick is very upset, and he's still upset. He's talking to Tommy, and he tells Tommy that he's the prankster. He knows, quote unquote, that he has Tommy's vote, but what he needs is Nicole's vote and Cliff's vote. Nick tells Tommy, please don't tell anyone that he is the prankster. And he's like, if I end up leaving and Christy stays, that will be crazy. When we get down to the veto ceremony, Jackson decides not to use the veto, as he said that he was not going to do. Nick, in his diary room session, is just like, I started campaigning unbeknownst to Christy. If I remember correctly, Christy said something about feeling safe because she's up on the block next to Nick, so she's not worried about anything. Holly said that Nick will stay on the block and he'll be sent to jury, pretty much. And Tommy is upset because he's like, if I lose either Nick or Christy, I'm going to be devastated in real life, but in this game, it's going to really affect my game. But I'm just like, did you guys, I guess you all thought that you all were going to stay together and everybody else was going to go. No. It ain't that type of party. And it was pretty funny how Big Brother interrupted the veto competition when it began before Jackson could speak his piece. And they told Jessica, Cliff, and Nicole to hit Jackson 3 times in the face with a pie. That was too funny, especially when he blocked it and the stuff hit the wall. That was really cute. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be reviewing this episode. The 9 p.m. one, I will definitely be watching it on WLNY, so stay tuned for my next review. I love you all. Take care. Let me know what you thought of tonight's episode. If there's anything else you want to talk about Big Brother related or something that you heard about on the feeds. I know last night when I did my TV Co live stream, someone revealed to me that Jackson's mother is allegedly the this is the rumor, allegedly suing CBS because they are damaging her son's reputation. I'm just like, number one, how can she do this if Jackson signed a whole bunch of papers to even appear on this show, including a non-disclosure agreement? Also, nobody can ruin your reputation if there are 24-hour feeds where people can see what's happening in the house. As far as the TV series, the show makes you look a certain way, but the feeds are letting us know about Jackson, and Jackson truly is the pompous douchebag that Zingbot said that he is. He definitely is. I've seen everything that he has said. I've heard it and I've seen it, and I heard recently the comments about Cammy and the jokes and things that he and Jack said. So no, people don't like him simply because he's not a likable person, and the fact that he has a girlfriend and he's messing with Holly is not good in my book. But anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I love you all, and thank you so much for sticking with me. And again, leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and sign up for TV Co. I will be going live next Tuesday and be chatting all about Big Brother, and I will be back on Sunday to do a review, then the next Wednesday and Thursday. So I love you all. Take care. Bye, guys. Love you all. Bye.